New analysis from the Workday Gender Equality Agency has found a part-time promotion cliff is preventing part-time workers from advancing in their careers. Joining us live for more is the agency's CEO, Mary Wooldridge. Mary, really appreciate you joining us. Thanks so much. It sounds like if you want to be a manager and climb that corporate ladder, you need to be working full-time. Is that what the research is suggesting?
That's absolutely true. And there's sort of a culture as well that management and leadership roles are incompatible with part-time work. And that's the myth we need to bust. But our data does show that there's this cliff, there's this drop-off for people who want to move into management positions or people who are already managers who want to or need to move from full-time to part-time work. And those roles are much less available and therefore very limiting for people who need to or want to do that type of work.
And the gender equality factor plays in here, doesn't it? Because we know that there's a much higher proportion of women compared to men who are working part-time.
That's exactly right. So it's about 3 to 1 in terms of the overall workforce, but at the management level, about 80% of part-time workers are women. So while this is relevant for everyone, it particularly affects women. And we know that still women have many of the caring and parental responsibilities, so often may need to or have to work part-time or flexibly. And so this is, potentially severely constraining on their capacity to have a good career and to move up to senior leadership roles and be able to manage those other responsibilities they have as well. But there's also many men who would like to have that choice, and this is a cultural shift as well, who are not currently feeling that they have that even as a choice to make.
So, Mary, what is the solution here? Because, a lot of the CEOs I know can't imagine going part-time. They see it as a full-time job. I think in your research it suggests about just 3% of CEOs work part-time. So if we're trying to get women into those leadership roles, how do we do that without compromising on the part-time, full-time balance?
The first thing is being open to it. So none of us imagined that we'd be able to work flexibly or work from home before the pandemic. And of course, that sped up that transition and the technology to support that. And we know even the fact that 3% of CEOs are working part-time, and I've got to say the majority of them are men, it is doable. And some companies already are working through this, understanding that they want to use the skills and capabilities, particularly if they're women, in those most senior capacities. It could be job share. There's two partners at law firm Lander & Rogers who are job sharing. They work 3 days a week each. They have a crossover in the middle day so that they hand over the work, and their teams and their clients are all managed very effectively. There's other firms that are doing it in terms of working a 3 or 4 day week. And just structuring their work and their engagement with their teams once again, and if there's any external customers or clients, communicating very clearly that this is when I work and this is when I'm available, and you'll get great service, even though it's a little bit different from what we normally do. So it's about challenging that culture. It's about redesigning roles. It's about thinking more flexibly about how work can be done to attract the best talent to do those roles, and then putting it into place and demonstrating that it can be done so that others see that as a pathway for themselves as well.